Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Today is match day, I'm aware of that, and I thought we would do a little player comparison, taking a look at one of Ajax's talisman players against Chelsea's Callum Hudson-Odoi. I've chosen Hakim Ziyech, who is the Moroccan midfielder who plays across the park for Ajax, and we're going to take a look at his best positions, going to take a look at his career statistics since he's been an Ajax player, the qualities of both players, and then, I guess, who we'd rather have in the team, which is obviously a very subjective thing. Both are very, very talented players. Callum Hudson-Odoi, 18 years old. Hakim Ziyech, in the prime of his career right now, 26 years of age, playing in the Eredivisie for Ajax. I'm a bit worried, I'm not going to lie. If we look forward to what is happening in a couple of hours' time, Ajax versus Chelsea in the Champions League, the reason I'm making this video, I've not done a player comparison since way back in August, I think it was, or maybe even July, when Chelsea's Christian Pulisic was compared to Nicola Pepe, Arsenal's new signing. So if you want to see me do this a lot more often for the big games, and maybe we can compare like a Chelsea player to another player in a big game, let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know by hitting the like button on this video. Subscribe if you're new. There'll be a Chelsea versus Ajax match vlog out later on tonight. So I guess the first thing we should do is pay a little bit of respect to the opponent, I guess you can say. Obviously, I'm wearing a Chelsea shirt from the year I was born, 1994. Classic Amiga. It's absolutely massive. It's got this funny little red collar going on in the middle. It was a lovely birthday present on my 24th birthday from my girlfriend. It's got a lot of sentimental value, one would say. But let's take a look at Hakim Ziyech's career at Ajax. So he's played 146 times for the Dutch side, scoring 45 goals, assisting 70 times. That is a lot, with a goal contribution every 108 minutes for Ajax in all competitions. If we take a look at him so far this season, 9 matches, 4 goals, 5 assists. That's a goal contribution in every game on average. This man knows how to deliver. I think that we also have to remember that the Eredivisie, compared to the Premier League, there is a golfing class and a golfing quality. But that being said, as I always say in football, you can only beat what's put in front of you, and Hakim Ziyech puts down beatings on opponents on a weekly basis for Ajax. At 26 years of age, he probably is in the peak of his career, or within the next couple of years, he'll reach the peak of his career. An attacking player who can play anywhere across the front three. If we're looking at Ajax, who typically go with a 4-2-3-1 formation, we can often see Ziyech either playing in the centre or usually on the right-hand side with that ability to cut in on that wicked left foot of his in order to score goals. Similar to that of Arjen Robben, who was probably the best in the world for so many years at playing on the right, cutting in on the left. So as we can see here on the graphic, Hakim Ziyech has actually scored and assisted more times playing as a right winger for Ajax, and then as an attacking midfielder he's played 2 games less, but he's also got less goals and assists in that position. So in terms of the way that Ajax set up, Dusan Tadic is kind of like a striker, and then with Neres on the left and then somebody else playing in the middle, it allows Hakim Ziyech to be playing on the right, cutting in on that left foot of his that he does so well. The issue with Ziyech tonight for Chelsea is that he's either going to be playing up against Emerson, who is just coming back from injury, or he's going to be up against Marcos Alonso, which, when Alonso is shown inside, we quite often see him from a defensive standpoint being caught out. We see him out of position, and then it's probably going to be up to Fikayo Tomori, who's playing on the left-hand side of the centre-back pairing, in order to deal with Ziyech as he cuts in. It is something that I think Ajax will look to exploit. I think that Ziyech will probably be one of, if not their most threatening attacking player. So let's take a look at how Ajax like to attack. So they line up on the field in usually a 4-2-3-1 formation. That transitions into like a 4-3-3, with Ziyech being on the right-hand side of the attacking three. Ajax like to play a vertical possession-based style of football, where attack is pretty much the only thing they know. This means that Chelsea are going to be under the cosh in this game, and obviously this is a player comparison. You watched my match preview yesterday. I don't want to repeat too many of the same things that I said in that video. We're focusing on Ziyech, but not only is he very good at cutting inside, he's also a very skillful player who's got numerous different skills in his locker, and that is going to be a real worry for Chelsea. Last season in the Champions League, he was scoring and assisting against the biggest teams in the world, and was one of the main reasons. Obviously, everyone talks about Frenkie de Jong and Matthijs de Ligt, and the reason that more people talk about them is because they got huge money moves away from Ajax. Matthijs de Ligt went to Juve, Frenkie de Jong to Barcelona, and Frankie is supposedly going to be the new Xavi Iniesta kind of player at Barcelona for many years to come. He was playing in a team last season where there were so many breakthrough players, and I kind of feel as though, because he didn't kind of fit this young player bracket, kind of feel as though Ziyech went under the radar. But from what I've seen of Ajax, and obviously making these Chelsea videos, and I do this kind of full time now, so I'd be a bit stupid to not watch some videos of Ajax and try to understand them a bit more. And from what I've seen, Ziyech is a huge contributor, not just with goals and assists, but his work rate in the side as well. He can often sometimes play in the centre of the midfield, and when Ajax are playing against bigger and better teams, Ziyech often drops back because it enables them to have somebody else out on the wing, and obviously with his attacking threat he can still contribute going forward, but he offers a lot of solidity also when he plays in the middle of the park. So let's take a look on the flip side at Chelsea's Callum Hudson-Odoi. So far in his Chelsea career, he's made 33 appearances, the majority of which have been off the bench, 6 goals, 8 assists, and a goal contribution if we look at the minutes played, 1 goal every 111 minutes. Now, if we take into account the quality of the Premier League, which is the league that Callum Hudson-Odoi is operating in, the fact that there's only really 3 minutes difference in terms of every goal contribution between both Hudson-Odoi and Hakim Ziyech, we can kind of ignore that and it's pretty much on par, because I would say the Premier League is a far more difficult league considering the fact that Ajax are pretty dominant in the Dutch league. They won it last year. PSV, another pretty good side as well, but Ajax are right now above and beyond the rest of the teams, whereas Chelsea, we're battling for the top 4. It's not like we're in the top 2 bracket right now. So with Callum Hudson-Odoi, as I mentioned earlier, he's 8 years younger than Hakim Ziyech. So it's kind of crazy that we're even doing a player comparison. And I guess that is just credit to where Callum Hudson-Odoi is at the stage in his career right now. At 18 years old, to be mentioned alongside players who were Champions League semi-finalists last season, playing in similar positions. Obviously Callum likes to play on the left wing, Ziyech likes to play on the right wing. He can play on the left, but he prefers it on the right, cutting in on his left foot. The fact that we're even mentioning Callum Hudson-Odoi in the same conversation as a player like Hakim Ziyech is, well, credit to the Chelsea boy. He's 18, but we're not just seeing a player with potential. We're seeing a player who, in recent games, which obviously there is an old cliche in football that you're only as good as your last game. We're going to try and avoid that as much as we possibly can. But Callum Hudson-Odoi, since coming back from what could have been a career-ending Achilles injury, he's come back and he's delivering assists in virtually every match he's played so far. So without a shadow of a doubt, the best is yet to come from Callum Hudson-Odoi, and the fact that he's only just come back from a crazy injury, the fact he's already delivering the goods, suggests that Chelsea have got themselves a world-class player, not just for right now, but for the future as well. So if we're taking a look at the players' futures, Callum Hudson-Odoi 18, Hakim Ziyech 26, he's playing at Ajax. He could probably play for many of the top clubs in Europe. I think there was interest from Arsenal. And what makes this really interesting is I do believe there has been some interest from Chelsea. And you guys always say in the comment section when we're talking about like Neymar or Jadon Sancho that Hakim Ziyech is another option that you guys would like to see us go for. Supposedly, and I don't know how true this was, apparently there was a €25 million release clause for Hakim Ziyech that is now removed, or it's now been publicised that there wasn't ever that in the first place. I'm not sure how true it was. If we're looking at Ziyech's real market value, at 26 years of age, you know, we're not going to be looking at anything less than 65, 70 million for a player of his quality. If that release clause does exist, then I'm very surprised that nobody went for him in the summer, considering there was almost an exodus at Ajax. They managed to keep the likes of Donny van de Beek. They kept David Neres as well, who's a very good player, but obviously we're focusing on Ziyech today. Whether there's a release clause or not, it's kind of beyond the point. Ziyech is probably a 60, 70 million player at minimum, and the fact that he offers goal contributions so frequently for Ajax, and is not just playing on the right-hand side of the attacking midfield, but he can play anywhere across the midfield. He can even sit a bit deeper if needed. This kind of versatility is something that all clubs in Europe would be looking at, and maybe even Chelsea. You know, if we're talking about Jadon Sancho, Real Madrid supposedly have swooped in now and said, oh, we want to buy Jadon Sancho. They want to buy bloody everybody, don't they, really? Hakim Ziyech could also be a very good option for Chelsea. Obviously, we've got Pulisic coming up now, and his recent performances have suggested that he's actually going to be a class player that we all thought he was going to be anyway. So there is a question about whether Chelsea would need to buy someone like Ziyech. But right now, if we focus on our boy for a second, Callum Hudson-Odoi is ticking all of the boxes in the current Chelsea team. The fact he signed a new 5-year contract, which, considering his age, you probably expect him to sign another one in a couple of years' time, as long as he's not been pushed out of the team for any reason, and let's just hope, touch wood, bangs a desk, and I've also got like this cork little tea holder as well, touch that as well. Hopefully Callum Hudson-Odoi doesn't get any injuries or any repercussions, you could say, from that Achilles injury that saw him miss the end of last season and the beginning of this one. Chelsea have got an unbelievable talent in Callum Hudson-Odoi. Who's going to be the better player tonight? I have absolutely no idea. I go into this game as a Chelsea fan, I mentioned it in my preview, not expecting to win, but with the way we've been playing recently and the way that Callum has come back and how he's such an integral part to Chelsea's offensive style of play, he could be the match winner for us tonight. He's the kind of Eden Hazard-esque player that, if things aren't going well for Chelsea, can bring something out of the bag just the same way he got that assist for Marcus Alonso at the weekend. We're going to have to keep an eye on Ziyech. I mentioned it in my preview. Whether it's Alonso or Emerson, I'd rather it was Emerson from a defensive standpoint, expecting 4 at the back. Whoever it is in the left-back position, Ziyech is going to cause them some problems, and fingers crossed Chelsea can contain him tonight. As for who would I rather have in my team, I'm just going to stick with the Chelsea boy for obvious reasons. The fact he's already so good and he's already contributing goals every 111 minutes, it's a very good return. As well as that, he's only 18 years old. He's England and Chelsea's left winger. So of course, I'm going to pick our boy every single day of the week. Let me know your thoughts on these two players in the comments down below. I probably could have gone and done like Quincy Promes versus Hudson-Odoi or David Neres versus Hudson-Odoi, but I personally am a big fan of Hakim Ziyech. I think he's a great player and I enjoy watching him play. I just hope I don't enjoy watching him play tonight because, well, I can enjoy watching him play awful. That would be bloody lovely, wouldn't it, really? Anyway, short little video. We've got a match vlog out later on today. I'm so excited to show you guys this one. Hopefully the result is in Chelsea's favour. Ajax have won 3-0 both games in the Champions League so far. So it's not going to be easy, but hopefully you guys are going to stay up and watch that one later tonight. I hope to get it out around 9 PM. Make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more player comparisons in the future when Chelsea have got a big game coming up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you all tonight. Come on, you Blues.